In the series of video which we have launched through RGSS, there are a number of questions which have come up, and these frequently asked questions, I thought I'll answer them so that everyone can go through that. The first of them is about the screening test. Remember, initially there was no screening test, but subsequently, since we wanted to process number of candidates for the interview, we realized that there are certain candidates who can be screened out in the preliminary stage so that effort can be concentrated onto the candidates who deserves and who need more attention. So in probably 1997-98, this screening test was incorporated. The screening test had basically two tests initially. One, the basic screening test, and the second one was the PP&DT. The second test, PP&DT, stands for Picture Perception and Discussion Test. Now in later the BST, that is the basic screening test, was taken off and intelligence test was incorporated in that place. So as on date there are only two tests, one the intelligence test and the second one is the PP&DT. Intelligence test you all are aware, so I will not dwell on that. I will dwell on PP&DT. In PP&DT you are shown a picture for 30 seconds and after that you are required to write certain details. If you remember your PP&DT, there is a box onto the left hand side. In that you are supposed to write all the pictures, all the persons you have seen in the picture, and onto the right side you are supposed to write their age, sex and mood. Below that you are supposed to write a story in and around the picture which you have seen. Remember, the picture normally shown is vague so that maximum imagination of an individual can be drawn. When you are writing the answer for this, firstly you must be very clear that when you are seeing the picture, identify all the persons which you have seen in the picture. Concentrate on the picture so that you don't miss out on any of the person which you have seen. Secondly, when you are writing the age, it is approximate age of an individual which you have to write. For each individual, separate age and separate mood has to be written. Once you are writing the story has to be written on the lines which you write it in TAT. Once you have done this, you will be called for discussion portion. During discussion, 15 to 20 candidates will be made to sit in semicircle and there will be 3 assessors who will be sitting in front of you, that is the IO, the GTO and the psychologist. Each individual will be asked to read out the story which he has written, and after that there will be a discussion, and towards the end one of them will be asked to get up and sum up on behalf of the group. So remember, when your turn comes, you must start off right from the beginning. That is, you have to tell that you have seen how many persons in the picture, what is their age and what is their mood. Once you have done that, you will read out the story which you have written. Remember, the aim which you have started in the story must come to an end. If you feel that this is a winning of a tournament or a game which is being conducted, take it to the logical conclusion. Don't leave it anywhere in between. So once you are reading out the story, ensure that you are paying attention to other story also, because during the discussion portion you will be discussing and coming to a common story. Don't go on to small aspects. For example, in case there is some difference between one person saying some age, another person saying some age, come to a common conclusion. You don't have to specify exact age. It can be a broad, you can generally say, fine, the age is between 30 to 35 years. That is sufficient. Similarly, in case someone has made a story that it is a cricket tournament, another one is arguing that it is a hockey tournament, there is no point whether it is hockey or cricket. Interesting aspect is that you just sum it up and bring the group to a common conclusion and say this is a celebration after winning a tournament. So as an individual in the group, it is not only that you must contribute in the discussion, but also try to get the group to a common conclusion. And that is a kind of a thing which is being observed by the 3 assessors who are sitting in front. Once everyone has given the story, you must stand up and sum it on behalf of the group. That displays that the individual has the initiative and he has got the self-confidence to say it in front of the group. So remember what story you have written, the way you walk up to your place of sitting, the way you sit down, the way you greet people, the way you convey your story, the way you get the group to a common conclusion, and towards the end when you get up and sum it on behalf of the group, that is how and that is what it matters. Remember, whenever you are making a story, the conclusion of that story should be positive and it should be a happy ending and leading up to the aim which has been depicted in the beginning of the story. That will push you to the next level for the main test. Thank you.